Hey, how's it going? Today I want to speak about the subject of how to boost one's creativity. Well, the thing is that oftentimes people believe that, well, in order to be creative, you have to be inspired. But the thing is that not really. If you really think about it, there's all these movies made by Hollywood, there's all these things that are created on television, and if everybody in those companies was waiting to get inspired, well, I don't think that they'd be creating a lot of stuff. It just kind of makes sense. Basically, what you need to do to be creative is just sit down and think about creative things. It doesn't have to be at a table, it doesn't have to be at a computer, but it could even be while you're walking somewhere. You could just be simply pondering about creative ways of doing this or that. It depends what you're trying to do creatively. Like, some people like to paint, some people like to dance, some people like to make movies like me, and some people like to vlog or do YouTube or whatever it is. But the thing is that if you're waiting for inspiration, well, you could probably be waiting for a really long time, because inspiration doesn't come without work. And even people who get inspired, the reason that they're inspired is actually really due to the fact that basically they are kind of obsessed about a certain thing. Think about it this way. Everybody's gone to school pretty much, and everybody's had to get a test, an A on their test, or a 10 out of 10 on their test, or whatever it is. And in order to get good at said subject, or to do good on the test, you need to study. And if you don't study, well, you're not able to pass the test because you just don't know the information, except if you're just a really good listener or you just knew the subject already. But the thing is that usually when you want to pass that test, you get into that cycle where you just sit down and study the book or study the subject until you know it. Well, it's kind of the same way with art or any kind of thing that you would need creativity in. You need to actually sit down, think about it, find the best way that you can think of doing that thing. And it doesn't have to be the greatest thing in the world, because that's the thing that I think a lot of people struggle with is with creativity, is that they think that in order to do something creative, they have to create a masterpiece. They have to create something that's so wonderful, but it doesn't necessarily have to be something that's commercial. It could be just creativity for yourself. So you don't really have to think so much about the fact of making it wonderful or good. In most cases, you're just being creative because you enjoy creativity. Kids are creative all the time. They have coloring books, they draw, they do stuff with paint, they play. Even when they meet a new person, all of a sudden they just start playing with them, and they do cops and robbers or hide and seek or whatever game they're trying to do, but they don't really think about it that much. They're able to switch just like that. But as adults, we think too much. We just give ourselves these boundaries. We give ourselves these handicaps in some way, whereas in reality, there are no handicaps except the ones that we create for ourselves in our brain. So just try to be more creative by your own means, but don't think that creativity is basically going to just come from inspiration. It might sometimes, but mostly the inspiration will come because you're thinking about it over and over and over again. So everything in this world becomes literally inspiration. And that's how you boost your creativity. So don't give up, and hopefully you guys get to create some really interesting things, be it for whatever you're trying to create. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye.